The following is a high-five moment from highfivecasino.com.
I won! Yahoo! Private, put down your phone. This is the Army.
Sarge, High Five Casino is a social casino. It's on your phone. Goes wherever you go. I win free spins, cash, prizes, free daily rewards, over 1,200 games. I won again.
Platoon, present cell phone. High Five.
High Five.
Casino.
Casino.
Win at highfivecasino.com.
High Five Casino is a social casino. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. Play responsibly. Conditions apply. See website for details.
High Five Casino. High Five Casino.
High Five Casino is a social casino with real prizes and big Vegas hits at highfivecasino.com. The hottest games right from Vegas, and all winnings go straight to your bank account. Hundreds of exclusive games, free daily rewards, and come back to get free coins every 4 hours. Only at highfivecasino.com.
High Five Casino is a social casino. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. Play responsibly. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details at high5casino.com.
High Five Casino.
In the spirit of reconciliation, the Theatre Thoughts podcast acknowledges the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and their connections to land, sea and community. We pay our respects to their elders past and present and extend that respect to all traditional custodians of the land on which our episodes are recorded.
They had extra awards,
Okay.
sometimes they have, the Road Award for, I think it was the Technical Directors Award.
Yeah.
And things like that. So kind of
Yeah.
specialty awards. And then they gave a little speech, and then they went, Emily McKnight, an
Oh.
actor survives. And I went, what? Who? I wasn't even listening. I didn't even hear the speech. Actually, I
Yeah.
keep meaning to check it online because I
Okay.
haven't heard it. So I won microphones.
Awesome.
So I'm going to have pro microphones for season 3, everybody. I won microphones and mixer board thing.
Great.
And stands and a trophy.
That's so
When's
good.
the last time you got a trophy?
love
It
a
was
good trophy.
very exciting.
Yeah.
You're listening to the Theatre Thoughts podcast. If you're a new listener, welcome to the podcast. If you're one of our valued returning listeners, welcome back to a new episode. You can find all of our content via our Instagram channel at ttpod_official, as well as watch our episodes via our YouTube channel. If you're a fan of the podcast, please leave us a review wherever you're listening from. Share us on your socials. Send us a love letter. Make an interpretive dance promoting us. Whatever you need to do to show the love. So switch on those thoughts and be sure to subscribe to catch all our new content in 2023.
Welcome, everyone. Don't know why I did that like that. That was really weird. Welcome, everyone. Hi. So new on camera. We are here for another episode of Theatre Thoughts podcast. I'm very, very excited to chat with a fellow podcaster today. I met this performer recently at KXT after seeing her perform in A Christmas Carol, which was great. So we have a Sydney-based actor, musician and children's entertainer who studied at the Actors Centre of Australia, appearing regularly in Jay's Jungle on 7/2, as well as writing for the Ku-ring-gai Philharmonic Orchestra kids prom concerts. She's toured with Poetry in Action, travelling to schools across Australia, New Zealand, as well as Hong Kong. She writes and performs her own children's songs as well under the name Emily Who. So please welcome Emily McKnight.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Hello, everybody.
I'm very excited because, as you said earlier, I love having other podcasters on who are also actors. So we
Yes.
could talk, and it kind of meshes both worlds, which is
It
great.
does mesh both worlds. Straight away when I got here, I was like, what do you do? Wow, how do you do this? Whoa, I do this. Cool, let's swap notes.
It's awesome. So your podcast, An Actor Survives.
Mm-hmm.
Where did that come from? Let's start with that, because I feel like that's I've listened to it
Thank you.
in research. I listened to the John Bell episode because I love Shakespeare and I love John Bell. Big stan of him. And you obviously got to work with him on A Christmas Carol, which I loved. I loved it. It was
Thank
so
you.
cool.
Yeah, it was awesome
Yeah.
to get to work with him. The podcast came about from my brain in that I'd finished drama school and I was doing all the things. I was reading all the acting books and going to class and filming self-tapes and learning Shakespearean monologues and trying. I want to be an actor, and just kind of getting nowhere.
Yeah.
Getting nowhere maybe isn't the right terminology. Maybe I I wasn't getting anywhere professionally.
Right, gotcha, yeah.
Or where I wanted to be. Like
Yeah.
I wanted to do a main stage theatrical production.
Yeah.
I went to watch a Q&A with Sarah Snook.
Yes.
Which everybody knows her now from her fame in Succession.
Yes.
But she's also done heaps of theatre stuff. And she was talking about her career and how she was really lucky to go from job to job. And I was sitting there, and she is so inspirational, but I was sitting there going, did you also kind of worry? Did you also just have another job, a muggle job, I call it?
A muggle job, I love it.
Did you, how do I get to be where you are kind of thing? And was it that easy? Did you just jump from thing to thing? And so I actually asked her, at the risk of kind of sounding rude, I said something to the effect of, you've talked a lot about luck. Do you have any advice for people that are trying that maybe haven't fallen into that luck?
Yeah.
And or did you ever find it hard?
Yeah.
I kind of just wanted someone famous to go, it's really hard.
Yeah,
And not
yeah.
just, oh, you'll get rejected, but like just sometimes you don't get auditions.
No, you don't.
Sometimes most of the time you don't get auditions. But sometimes you it's hard. Anyway, that got me thinking that I really want to know more from other actors about how they do it.
Yeah.
How does everybody wake up in the morning and be an actor?
Yeah.
Does everybody get up and do their warm-ups? How do they feel when they are confronted by non-actor people at family birthday parties and they're asked about their acting, you know?
When's your next job? What are you doing next?
Yeah, I had a family friend say to me once when I'd done a couple of indie productions, she was like, oh, you've been so successful in your acting career. Yeah. Are you quitting your other work? And I'd got like $0 from those. And I was like, no, it was very fun, but I didn't get any money.
I feel like that's what people sometimes say with me about the podcast, which I like really appreciate. They go like, oh, your podcast is going great guns.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, it is. And they say it like it's like this ultra like amazing podcast, which I would love.
Oh, it is an ultra amazing podcast.
Thank you. And I love doing it, but then it's like they insinuate that this should be your full-time job. It's like make a lot of money off it.
Yeah, I've thought about giving mine up because it takes so much work and it's hard and
so much work.
But I love it. So
Yeah.
every time I do one, I feel so excited, and also when I hear from people that listen, it's exciting.
Yeah.
But, so then I thought maybe I'll write a book and I'll interview people, other actors, and I'll write down their responses. And maybe at that point, I think I'd done one TV show, one theatre production, like semi-professional, one ad. I kind of felt like I'd done one of everything or been on sets of all different kinds.
Yeah.
And so I went, maybe I'll write a book about that and then integrate it with talking to other actors about their experiences in those fields.
Right. Gotcha. Yeah.
And then I went, wait a minute, everyone listens to podcasts.
They're big now.
Maybe I'll make a podcast.
Yeah.
So then I just wrote a list of people that I'd want to talk to and contacted them. And the first one I contacted was Kate Mulvaney.
Okay.
Because I had met and worked with her years ago.
Yeah.
And then I said, hi, I'm thinking of doing this podcast. Here are the questions that I've written down. What do you think? And she was like, yeah, great. But if you want to do it, it has to be this weekend because I'm in America and I'm about to start filming. Wow. And so it has to be on Zoom as well. So I literally had 2 days.
Right. To get
get
going.
That happening.
Yeah.
I didn't have a real microphone when I did
Okay.
hers. I didn't have really any knowledge at all. I just went, okay, I'll just talk to her and press record on Zoom and
just see what happens.
I didn't have anything.
Yeah.
So then after recording that, I went, oh my gosh, I love this. I want to do this more. I want to talk to as many different people as possible. Ask them the same questions, but get totally different answers, which is what happens. And it's great. And I love talking to different actors and learning about how they do things and feeling that sense of community. It's gone from just me going like, how does everyone do it? It's so hard.
Yeah.
To feeling like, creating and being part of an amazing community of people, both in my guests that come on, but also in the people I've heard. I've made friends from people writing to me on Instagram saying,
so cool.
I really like your podcast.
Oh, wow.
It's
How awesome.
It's so great. It feels like.
Do you think it helps as well because you are an actor and you're in the business, so to speak?
Yeah, I think so. And I think so, absolutely. I mean, I try not to go on too much about myself. in the interviews.
Go for it. You talk as much as you want about yourself.
Now, today, everybody, this is me. No, but I do kind of try and find that balance. But yeah, definitely getting to talk to other actors and also different actors doing different things.
Yeah.
So my final episode of season 2, I talked to an actor whose main focus is in the horror genre. Ooh, and all of her acting has been there. I don't.
Oh,
I've never watched any of her films.
With horror. It's really funny.
So so there's that, and then I'll talk to somebody who just does Shakespeare, and then I'll talk to somebody who's, maybe hasn't done any professional work yet, or has just done ads, or
Such
or
a variety.
People that are doing stuff all the time, or that fell into STC straight after drama school, or people that have never had an agent or whatever. So it's just, for me, it's quite calming because I go, okay, there's not I'm not doing anything wrong, and I can just keep trying and doing the things, and actually just existing and calling myself an actor is okay, even if I'm not doing anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've spoken to such a variety as well. I went through and I picked a couple. So you had Jayla Geyer, who's great. Deborah Ann, Monica Sayers, Simon Ward, John Bell. There's such a variety there to kind of choose from. Yeah,
and that has been great because then, honestly, I ask the same questions pretty much, and they all answer totally differently depending on their experience. And at the end of each episode, I get them to give their top 5 survival tips of how to survive in the industry. And everyone has different tips. Yeah. And so then listeners can take what they want, not, pick and choose what they want.
I do remember when I was younger, I tried to make it in the biz, and I did a lot of TV commercials. My claim to fame is that I auditioned for December Boys with Daniel Radcliffe.
Wow, yeah.
And I was apparently, I don't know how true this is, they said I was the second choice for the lead character.
Amazing.
That it was a young ginger boy with glasses. And then years later, probably 2018, I was in England and Daniel was playing Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
Yep.
He came out afterwards. He did a little meet and greet. And I said, "Oh, Daniel, I auditioned to be in December Boys with you." And he was like, "Oh, wow, really? That would have been awesome." And I was like, "Yeah, we could have been in a film together." He was, "Oh, I would have loved that." And I was
that's
like,
nice.
"Thanks, Dan."
Yeah.
It was really funny.
You should get him on the podcast.
I should. I can imagine. That'd be great. But I do remember one of the toughest auditions I did as a kid was... it's probably just for a Pizza Hut commercial, but we were sitting in the foyer just waiting, and the agents came out and they looked around and were like, "Okay, we'll do you next," and so on. And I was sitting there for probably about half an hour when my appointment was half an hour ago. And then eventually they kind of just looked at me and went, "All right, come in." And they just went, "Okay, name, cool, awesome, bye." And so it's just well, that was a waste of time.
It's so hard. And that's the thing. It's so hard. And every actor has those stories of being rejected. And, you just said about, you were the second one. And my reaction is, wow, that's so cool. But at the time, it would have been devastating.
Yeah, that could have been me. I remember seeing all the boys who got chosen on TV with Daniel Radcliffe. And I was like, could have been me.
Yeah. So it's just really challenging. And for different people, for different reasons. And so it's kind of, creates some kind of solidarity to talk about it and to realize that you're not alone in that. And everybody has those stories.
Yeah, exactly.
The following is a high five moment from highfivecasino.com.
Welcome to Burger Yippee. Would you like a hot apple pie today?
Yes, I won! Woohoo!
So that's a yes on the apple pie?
I just went big time playing High Five Casino on my phone. Real cash prizes, free daily rewards, over 1,200 games. Yeah!
So yes or no on the apple pie?
Whoa! I won again!
I'll take that as a yes. Drive around.
Have you had your high five moment today? Only at highfivecasino.com.
High Five Casino is a social casino. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. Play responsibly. Conditions apply. See website for details.
High Five Casino.
The following is a high five moment from highfivecasino.com.
I won! Yahoo!
Private, put down your phone. This is the Army.
Sarge, High Five Casino is a social casino. It's on your phone. Goes wherever you go. I win free spins, cash, prizes, free daily rewards, over 1,200 games. I won again!
Platoon, present cell phone. High Five.
High Five
Casino. Win at highfivecasino.com.
High Five Casino is a social casino. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. Play responsibly. Conditions apply. See website for details.
High Five Casino.
Well, with your theatre history, where did that start from, I should say, for you?
It started, there's sort of two answers. One is that I grew up going to watch Bell Shakespeare. My grandmother used to take me to Bell Shakespeare plays pretty much all the time. Another answer is I saw also the Bell Shakespeare players came to my school and I saw them and I was like, I want to do that one day. So when I did Poetry in Action, I was like, this is my dream job. I literally remember going, I want to be an actor that goes into schools, and here I am doing it. And then in terms of actually acting myself, started in Epping. I mean, I did school productions and things.
Okay,
but the first kind of main plays that I did were as part of a community theatre company called the Theatre on Chester in Epping, which is an amateur community theatre company.
Yeah.
And so I sort of did stuff with them in late-ish high school. But it was funny because I went to Newtown Performing Arts High School.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I got in on flute. So I was a music student.
Right.
And that was sort of my main thing. But I had a teacher who basically said, you could be good at drama. Do you want to try it?
It's always the teachers.
And then I did, and I loved it, and I was in all the drama companies and stuff at school, and
that's great.
Finished school and went, what do I do? Do I go to the con? Do I go to an acting school? And then I went, it's all too overwhelming. I'm just going to go do an arts degree. Yeah. And so that's what I did before drama school.
Yeah.
Because I needed time to figure it out.
Yeah, you generally do, don't you? Yeah. I think I kind of did the opposite, whereas like I was like full on like I'm going to be a movie star. And then I went to I went to Wollongong Performing Arts degree, and then by the end of it, I went, I'm not going to get any money out of this straight away, so I'm going to go add on another degree and like use that for my muggle job. Yeah. You know?
Whereas for me, all through Macquarie Uni, I was just in all of the theatrical productions and some of the musicals, and
good musical.
And then I was doing learning flute, and then I'd started flute teaching, and so then my brain was like, okay, I know I'm getting this other degree, but also all of my energy is being spent on drama and music still. Like, I need to pursue something. Yeah.
That's awesome. And so then you just did your professional debut last year, is that right?
Yes. As a theatre actor, yes. Yeah. I had done a few TV things before that, but I was in A Christmas Carol at Ensemble Theatre at the end of the year.
Running a small business? Are you promoting a new show or running a theatre space? Maybe you're looking for an area to reach potential new clients. Why not advertise with us on the Theatre Thoughts podcast? We have a range of packages and prices for you to put your ad right here on the podcast. For more information, contact us at theatrethoughtsteam@outlook.com or by heading to our website, theatrethoughtsaus.online.
So where did Emily Who come from then?
So Emily Who, this is quite higgledy-piggledy, sorry.
That's okay.
I feel like I'm not used to being a guest, so
you're like, oh my.
I'm like, wow, I'm rambling. Okay. Emily Who came about because my first ever professional acting job was on a television show called Jay's Jungle.
Oh, yeah.
With Jay Lagaya.
With Jay, yeah.
So that's where I met him. I mean, that was wild because I finished drama school and I was like, I just want to do Shakespeare. One day I'm going to be Shakespeare at the Globe, and that is what I want to do. I hate to be one of these people, but not long after drama school finished, I got into the TV show, Jay's Jungle. I got into this TV show, and it was a children's TV show with Jay, who basically was so kind. He took me under his wing and taught me lots because he'd had many years on play school.
Yeah.
And then after that finished, so I did 2 seasons of that. And after that finished, I went, gee, I love doing kids stuff, and I think I might be good at it. I wonder if I can do more of it alongside my Shakespeare dreams.
Yeah.
And just see what that is. And almost at the same time, it was really spooky. I got this phone call from a teacher that I'd worked with at ACA, actually, whose partner had worked with the Wiggles and Justine Clark and other such. And he had said to her, gee, I kind of wanted to work with another children's performer at some point and produce some more music.
Yeah.
And then she was like, gee, I'm sure I saw one of my ex-students is doing a children's show and put it all together. And so basically got us to have a meeting, and that's with Robin Gist and with Peter Bailey. And that was kind of how they just said to me, oh yeah, we kind of want to write a children's album. We'd like you to be the face of it, but as you're a musician, if you want to be part of writing the songs. And I went, yeah, let's do it all together. And so it's the 3 of us kind of write the songs.
Yeah.
And And we've got 4 albums now.
What?
Which is a bit
That's
wild.
amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, congratulations.
I've only just started doing live shows because pandemic. Really.
Yeah.
I mean, it sort of started at the beginning of COVID.
Okay.
All
the best ideas didn't they?
Yeah. Well, I was actually supposed to, my first main performance was supposed to be in Bologna.
Oh, no.
In Italy.
Oh.
And so I was on my way there. And you know how Italy closed first?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
wow.
I did not do that.
Yeah.
So now I kind of juggle working on being an actor, the podcast, and Emily Who,
Amazing.
along with my muggle job.
Wow. Some people ask me, they always go, I don't know how you do it. And it's just same sort of thing. I was about to say the same thing. I don't know how you do it.
It's busy.
It's a big juggling job, isn't it?
I'm learning a lot about not getting burnt out all the time at the moment.
Yeah.
Especially because during the play when I did Christmas Carol, for some reason I thought that I could do that and do Emily Who performances on my days off and still teach 30 kids a week flute and run a band program, which I don't do those things anymore. But so I got very burnt out by the end of it.
Yeah, for sure.
So it was a good lesson in, okay, when I'm in a show and I'm doing 8 shows a week, which includes all of that vocal and physical energy, maybe I have to pull back on some of the other stuff.
Yeah, you kind of just go like, well, you know, what do you sacrifice? You know?
And I tend to be a person that I feel every moment of every day and love that and have a lot of energy, and then I crash.
Yes,
so I'm trying to learn how to not do that at the moment.
It's a skill, and I'd love to hear this on like one of your episodes, somebody talk about burnout, because it is a massive thing, especially if you are like trying to, you know, make something for yourself. Because I know, like, I have my day job, which, you know, takes up a lot of my time, but then I come and do this, and then like this afternoon I'm going to review Choir Boys at Riverside. And then next week I've got a show like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So it's like, it's a lot. And then you got to write up and do the extra stuff. So it is a lot to kind of build something that is your own.
Yeah. And
So
I
guess
think
it's difficult.
It is difficult. And then also, you know, I'm in a kind of, interestingly, I'm in a time at the moment. It's why I love the podcast, because I can constantly refer to advice I've been given. But I'm in not a slump. I've just finished a play 2 months ago. That's not that long. But it does feel a bit strange at the moment. Because right now, I don't have any auditions lined up.
Right.
I don't have any other plays. And, you know, I did my first professional production. Yes, it was all great. Oh, Emily, this is going to lead to so much more. And maybe it will. And it's not to say that it won't. But it's so interesting being in that world. I actually dropped down some of my muggle job, so I'm doing less of that now, but it means I have more space, and that includes more space to stress about what's going to happen next. So I'm not getting as burnt out right at this moment, but I'm also more stressed about what the future is. So finding that balance to be able to be in the in-between times and trust that it's an in-between time and that something else will come.
It's so cool. It's like, because it kind of replicates exactly what your podcast is about.
Yeah.
You know, which is good ammo for you, I suppose.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't complain about this. I literally talk about it all the time with my guests.
Well, speaking of your podcast, what was the thing? It's a bit of a tough question.
All right.
I was going to ask who are your favourite guests that you've had on.
Yes.
But I feel like picking and choosing is a bit tough because you've had like so many great people on. So instead I'll ask, who would be your dream guest to have on?
Yes. Also a challenging question.
Yeah.
The thing about the podcast for me is it's not about Emily interviews famous people. I'm saying that. Famous people, if you're listening. But what I really want it to be is a mixture of people with mixture of experiences.
Yeah.
So, getting the kind of bigger names is good because it also boosts the listenership and things like that. But is also interesting. Like getting, like, you know, Cate Blanchett. Imagine talking to her. She's an Australian actor. You know, I'd love, so there's one. Cate Blanchett would be definitely a dream guest.
Oh, yeah.
Look, there's heaps. I have a note in my phone, and every time I hear of an Australian actor I haven't heard of or see them in a film or something, I'll write it down. Or Hugh Jackman, that'd be good. Hugh, if you're listening.
Hugh.
You know, so some of those bigger names, but it's really important to me that I get people that maybe don't have a name or maybe I haven't heard of or other people haven't heard of, or even I've had some friends on there that maybe haven't had as much work. I mean, I have to be very careful about how I ask.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to say to my friends, hey, you haven't done anything. Can you come and talk about that on my podcast? Because I want it to be real actors having real experiences. But
Yeah.
I don't want to offend anybody.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
because I've had friends say to me, oh no, I can't be on your podcast till I've got a CV. And I'm like, no, but the
okay.
point isn't to have
No,
one.
no.
And I deliberately don't do an intro, and I've been criticised for this, but I don't do an intro
Yeah.
to my guests like you did for
Right.
me. I don't go, oh, this person has done this, and this, and you might know them from blah. Because I don't want it to be that. I
Yeah.
want it to just be two actors sitting and chatting.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like that's because I've spoken to a lot of different podcasters in the last 2 years, and everyone's got their own angle of what they want to do, you know? And I find that really fascinating. Just, you got to have it as like kind of representative of yourself and what you want out of it.
Yeah, and like, yes, we all know John Bell created Bell Shakespeare Company. That's awesome and amazing and wonderful.
Yeah.
But what happens if I just sit and talk to him and say, you know, how do you deal with rejection?
Yeah.
You know, like that.
Yeah, I think that's what I loved about that episode was just hearing all the other stuff that I don't know about him.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel that the Bell Shakespeare part was actually a really small portion of that episode because
Yeah.
you were focusing on him as a human being, him as an actor. Like,
Yeah.
what did he actually do?
And I think I was able to do that more because I'd been working with him and
Yeah.
he was just so delightful to work with.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just really lovely. And was happy to do that and was happy to sit and have a chat. And it felt kind of a privilege in a way that he would be happy to chat so openly. And in fact, I feel that about all the guests. They just are willing to be open. And I've had a few guests kind of reveal things that maybe they wouldn't normally talk about or
Right.
in a kind of more serious media situation. But because
Yeah.
it is that just like, let's talk about how we survive.
Yeah.
They go, oh, well, actually, yeah, here's how I did it. So
Yeah, fascinating. I love it. Well, I think it's incredible. And you've had a lot of success as well. What was the awards? I can't remember the awards. You were at awards probably last year, got nominated, and then you presented on a panel?
yes.
Yeah?
So this was crazy. I came across this thing called Sydney WebFest. It's really
That was
great.
it.
People listening, please check it out. If you make short films or web series or a podcast or things like that, what it does is it basically celebrates that online world.
Right. Okay.
And so you can put things in to be part of the festival.
Yeah.
So I had a children's web series that I'd made in lockdown as part of the children's section.
Right.
And then I put the podcast into it. And I didn't win the best podcast award. But what happened was they asked me to speak on a panel because I had a children's thing and a podcast thing. And they were kind of like, what? Who are you?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Where do you fit? And
Yeah.
I went, hello, I'm general creative. And so I went to talk on this panel about being creative and trying different mediums and things like that. And that was in the morning. And then I had a 2-show day for Christmas Carol.
Love it.
What I mean about being busy. So I did the panel in the morning, then 2 shows. And during the second show was when the awards night, the announcements were on.
Okay.
But they were live streaming it. So I had it
Right.
on my phone in the dressing room. And it was very nice. All my cast members were very
Aw.
invested also. And then so I was listening to it, and then the podcast bit came on and I didn't win. And I went, oh, well, that's fine. You know, getting ready. And then I still had it on, just playing in the background. And then I heard them do a little speech about wanting to give extra, they had extra awards. You know,
Oh,
how
okay.
sometimes they have, you know, the Road Award for,
Ah.
I think it was the Technical Directors Award
Yeah.
and things like that. So kind of
Yeah.
specialty awards. And then they gave a little speech and then they went, Emily McKnight, an
Oh.
actor survives. And I went, what? Who? I wasn't even listening. I didn't even hear the speech. Actually, I
Yeah.
keep meaning to like check it online because I
Okay.
haven't heard it. So I won microphones.
Awesome.
So I'm going to have pro microphones for season 3, everybody. I won microphones and like mixer board thing.
Great.
And stands and a trophy.
That's so
When's the
good.
last time you got a
Ah,
trophy?
love
It
a
was
good trophy.
very exciting.
Yeah.
Yes, so that was wonderful
Congratulations.
and so unexpected and cool.
Yeah. I think if I'm thinking of the right mixer, I think I bought that one at home. It's very, very good. You have a lot of fun with it.
I've had one lesson on how to use it.
Yeah.
That's the other thing about starting the podcast for me. I have no technical know-how.
You learn anything off YouTube. Trust me, I did so much, and I just luckily have a tech guy at work who loves like his audio engineering stuff. So he was like, "You got to buy this. You got to buy this. You got to buy this." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah. And I'm the same. I got a lot of advice from friends, which was really helpful. But yes, I've learned a lot, and now I have professional things.
Wow, congratulations. Well, did you want to do our 1 minute theatre thoughts?
Oh, yeah, we're there already.
Okay. So we'll do our 1 minute theatre thoughts. I love it. And basically, I'll put the timer on for 1 minute and you just basically see how many we can get out.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go. What is your karaoke song?
I'm one of those annoying people that knows all the words to most Disney songs.
Yes.
So probably anything Disney. If with a big group of people, though, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, always good. What role haven't you played yet that you'd still like to?
I would really like to play Helena in A Midsummer Night's Dream. Yeah. And also, even though I'm not the caliber of singer, my kind of semi-dream role is Jenna from Waitress.
Oh. Who inspired you as a young performer?
Probably Kate Mulvaney.
Love it. Who inspires you now?
My friends that are working to be actors and watching them put in the work, find agents, do the auditions, all of that. I'm always so inspired.
Which production would you most want to see come to Australia?
Waitress.
Love it. Great show. And that's it. 1 minute.
Phew.
Well done.
Yeah, that was 1 minute.
Yeah, 1 minute.
It always is.
I did it exactly in 1 minute.
You'll tend to find if anyone's listening to like my podcast back to back, like you will generally find that's not 1 minute. 1 minute is a metaphor.
Yeah.
No, I generally kind of do the 1 minute one. But Waitress is great. I saw it in the UK, and while it didn't resonate with me and like me as a person, I could still appreciate like why people resonate and flock to it. Like it is a very beautiful production.
Yeah, I really like musicals. I have singing lessons, and I'm trying to get better at singing. That's not my dream to be a musical theatre star, but I really love Sarah Bareilles and Waitress and Elphaba. Oh my God, I'd love to play Elphaba too.
Come back
I
this
did
year.
not have the range, but still.
I'm really interested to see who they get as Elphaba for the return this year.
It won't be me.
You never know. You never know. Never say never.
If they change all the keys of all the songs, then yes, it will be me.
Excellent. Well, Emily, thank you so much for coming on. So do you want to plug An Actor Survives, where people can get it?
We've been doing that for half an hour, it feels like. Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, if you're an actor or a human that is creative or wants to know about actors doing things, please check out An Actor Survives. It's wherever you get your podcasts. There's 40 episodes out already, season 1 and season 2, and I'm just starting to work on season 3. And if you have anybody or know anybody in your life under 5, please check out Emily Who.
Emily Who. I love it. Excellent. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks so much to Emily McKnight for joining us as our guest on this week's episode. This episode was produced by Echidna Audio. Follow them on Instagram at Echidna Audio for all their audio services. Once again, if you enjoyed our podcast, leave us a review wherever you get your podcasts and head to the link in this episode's description for our Instagram account, TikTok, YouTube, and Patreon. My name's Justin Clark, and I'll see you next time here on the Theatre Thoughts Podcast.
Have you ever wondered how your favorite performer actually feels? Well, here's your chance. Welcome to The Quiet Part Out Loud with me, Bobby Steggert, Broadway actor and now a therapist to a whole host of Broadway creatives. Part interview, part therapy, this is not your typical podcast. We'll go right to the heart of things with some of your favorite artists, what they still struggle with, what lessons they've learned, what they haven't figured out yet. There's enormous power in saying the quiet part out loud. Are you listening?
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.